Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior. This is Joytoy's 1/25th scale God of War 86-2 Model 04 Heavy Firepower Defense Mech. Joytoy mech suits. These are the weakness that I have when it comes to things that I end up buying. I don't really have anything else in my collection that fits this category. This is the reason why, even though I concentrate on 1/12 scale figures and I don't like going into 1/18 because otherwise my whole collection would expand enormously. And 1/25 scale, I don't have anything else in this scale except this toy line, Joytoy. And every time I buy one, I always think this is the last time I'm gonna buy it because I don't have anything else in my collection at 1/25 scale. But at the same time, I don't have anything else in my collection that literally have mech suits. That's the one thing I'm waiting for any company to make. But at 1/12 scale, how much would they be? Because Joytoy, this one, it averages at around $60 a piece. $60 a piece. Okay, keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and open this up and we'll see what's going on. Alright, so that's everything out of the packaging. As you can see, out of the packaging, one of the arm is off, one of the leg plates is off. Okay. Also comes with this artwork instruction, which is basically or literally one paper folded over. That's the instructions. It's talking about warm up the hands if you need to. Got the two guns, which I confirm is there. It's got the two guns, which I confirm is there. A third gun over here, some sort of hinge. It's coming with 6 hands, and that's basically it. And as you can see, out of the packaging, it came off with one loose hand and then one of this. And you might panic because you might think it's broken, but that's not necessarily the case. Joytoy, in its earlier production, when it came out of the box, it came off as a basic endoskeleton. You might see it in one of my earlier reviews, and basically what you had were these armor components that actually come off, and these limbs were actually detached and you put them together, and that's what Joytoy was when I first bought it. Basically an endoskeleton, a very similar endoskeleton throughout the line, and then you attach the armor plates and made the robot unique. And that was one of the things that kind of intrigued me with Joytoy, because you have the basic skeleton that's spread a lot across the line, and then you put in armor plates into the figure, which made it customizable as you collect them and create your own robot. So if you see your Joytoy coming out of the packaging with what seems like a broken part, it's not necessarily the case. So in the case of the arm, all you have to do is just put it in and make sure you push it in properly. This is kind of like what YOLO Park is doing now with some of their Transformers. where they tout it as model kits, but they're not really model kits. They're basically pre-assembled 90%, and you just put in the limbs together. With YOLO Park, with Joytoy, you just have to put it all together to make sure it's proper. Unfortunately, as you saw, the instructions was basically a one page, and it doesn't help at all. What you can do at that point is go to YouTube, look at the reviews, and see how it's going on, or you can refer to the picture of the box and see where the parts are put in, which is also unfortunate because sometimes it doesn't show the angle that you need. So that's basically all you need. You just need to do look things up and see what's going on and put the figure together. So let's look at the figure first as a whole, and then we'll break it down and see what's going on. As you can see with Joytoy, they are well painted. The details on this figure, as you can see here on the yellow part, you got some weathering, got some shadowing and all that stuff. They're detailed, they're complex, they're really fun to look at. Got multiple paint applications. It's small, but it packs so much stuff in there. $60, guys. I'm gonna keep on referring to the price as we investigate the figure, and you tell me if it's worth it or not. $60, right? Small stickers over here, splashes of paint throughout of different colors to make the figure more interesting. UNSC. Okay. This robot stands at around, or this mech suit stands at around, from the very top of this one, almost 10 inches. And all these Joytoy 1/25th scale, for this particular endoskeleton, is usually going to run around 10 inches. Here's the gun. Gatling gun. So this is a good example of what you're going to see throughout this figure. As you can see, it's got shadowing going on, some dry brushing, lots of paint application, some tampos, really nice tampos, stickers as well. Okay. I'm like really high quality, and it's this one goes up. Now this is something new that I've never encountered in a Joytoy figure before. Pre-posed hands. Because Joytoy used to have only two hands that came with the figure, and they were articulated. The problem is with the articulated hands, because these guns are so massive that they tend to be loose or fall out. So that was one of the main complaints. I'm not entirely sure I like this new design that they made. It seems okay, but I feel like So let's go ahead and see. The fingers are really rubbery or malleable, so I'm gonna use this one over here. Squeeze it in, and this might not be the proper hand for this particular gun, but seems very strong. And from the instructions, we just pop this out. Okay, so here's the joint for the hand. Comes up with a pop, so that's good. Push it in tight in there. And then just plug it in. So in this case, that's really nice and tight. So that's kind of good. Yeah, that works pretty well. So let's go about the articulation of the figure. There's so many moving parts here. It's not even a joke. Okay, we'll start off with a canopy. This has a canopy or a hatch that opens up like so, and then you open this up to reveal the cockpit. That only goes about that far. You can swivel down these guns and open this up. You can put that in, and then this one also rotates forward. This over here can rotate down so that this cockpit can move forward a little bit because it's already hitting there. The design of inside, it's got some sort of piston here. It's got a hinge here that connects it, but then it's got a hinge over here, hinge piston, which is basically locking that position to that part. I would have preferred for this particular one, just keep the hinge here. This is a design supposedly for the robot. You can just remove that and this thing would actually open up, so that would have been better, so that we have full access to the cockpit. I understand this one goes down, and if you do want to, this one I'm assuming would twist out because this still is part of the armor. Yeah, see, that's why I mean this thing is so versatile in how it looks. And now that you have the lower armor out, now this thing goes down a lot more and you can see the inside more. Right, so I'll put it back in because otherwise it's gonna look like without his briefs on. But at least now you can open up just a little bit more, or if you want, just kind of finagle it so that it pushes just past that lip so you can open up just a smidge more. That's up to you if you want to do that. Now this one actually goes up as well. Okay. Close the cockpit back up. The hands are stiff. They're only friction. They can be as stiff or loose as you want to be as you push it in more all the way, or loosen it up by pulling it out a little bit more. These I think are supposed to be missile pods. So up and down, swivel to that. It does have a butterfly joint and it does have a bicep swivel. We'll do that. So you got 2 points of articulation on the hands, one at the top and then one at the bottom, so that you have this much of an angle on the arm, as you can see. Very nice. So my only fear, because it doesn't have any ratchets and because you will be putting it into sockets, is the friction is very tight right now, so that's very good. I don't have any looseness on my part. All the joints are tight, so I'm gonna try to balance this on one leg. Okay, here's the other leg I'm gonna put out. It's just a matter of finding the right balancing point, and as you can see, it balances on one leg. The joints are tight and the articulation is wide enough that it gives you a lot of freedom on posing the mech suit. Now, included with the mech suit is also a figure. Be very careful when you're removing the figure from the bag, because it does come with very small hands, and sometimes it comes with a small gun. As for the legs, I took out one of the armor plates so that you can see without any kind of obstruction. It's over here, so let's put that out. You can go up pretty high. And it does have a thigh twist. Again, 2 points of articulation on the knee, so he can bend that pretty good until you hit an armor plate. This one moves forward to give him chicken legs. The ankles go up and down and side to side. And as you can see, the hand that we attached fell off, so it's just a matter of, again, either pushing it in so that it's fully into that socket. Here's the detail of the small figure. It's a helmeted figure, very militaristic. Just look at the paint application on such a tiny small figure. Look at the detail, and as you can probably notice, you don't really see a lot of paint splotches. Very intricate, nicely painted. You can even see some wash going on that leg pants. Here's the gun that comes with it. I've just done a review of the Star Wars from Hasbro, and one of the guns over there was just bare plastic. This one even has some sort of silvery dry brushing going on. Some metallic gray color, gunmetal, and you have the drab green for the military look. This is amazing for such a small scale. To replace the hands, it's an easy pull off and put it back in. They're using the right type of plastic on this one because it'd be pliable but able to hold the grip pretty well. The figure is very highly articulated too, just like any kind of 1/12 scale figure. The hands can only go up there. It does have a elbow twist, and the hands are on a ball joint, as you can see. So you can just manipulate the joint so it can do whatever it wants to do. Has a waist swivel. The legs can go that high. It does have a thigh twist. And the knees are double jointed. The ankles go up and down or side to side. Now I also want to point out there you can actually change the look of the mech, as I've said before, because it's all just an interior skeleton because it's all just an interior skeleton and a bunch of armor plates that you put in together. It goes the same way for the guns. The guns you can remove from these mounts if you want. Pull this off. Pull this off of this mount. This gun over here, as you can see, has a slide barrel, which transforms it into a different type of gun. Put this in again. Same thing with this gun. If you want, slide it aside, and you have the basic gun over here, which you can then hold onto with this hand. Plug the hand back in. Now we can kind of figure, that's the only thing, is now you have to kind of figure out how this attaches to that. Oh, that swivels. So I guess you can attach this one to that. And then reattach the shoulder mount for this side over here. But that's basically it. As you can see now, his Gatling gun is now shoulder mounted, and he's sporting 2 dual guns along the way. And we can put the figure inside the cockpit if we want to have him displayed like that. And we'll put this aside for now. Let's talk about pricing and value. $60. And you basically have a mech suit with a fully posable figure. They're both nicely painted, immensely fun with customizing and posing. $60 a figure. If you look online for these figures by their own, and I have, because I want more of these figures. They're so cool to hold and play with. And you'll probably see them being sold by the package. This is the 1/25th scale. This is not the 1/18 scale. And usually for a 4-pack, you will see them on sale for $100. $100 for these guys. I don't think that's a good price. I think for 4 of these guys, it should be like maybe around 60 or maybe 70 for 4 of them. I think individually these should be like maybe $10, $12. But they are nice figures, and I would have liked to have been given a chance to buy more of them, because you can then populate these figures into a bigger diorama piece. So if this was, let's put it at $12. No, let's put it $10. Okay. So if this was $10, that means this is basically a $50 mech suit for all you're getting. I don't have any more space in my collection for a 1/25th scale line. I don't. But these are so good looking that every time I see a new design from Joytoy, I end up looking back on it and mulling on it, and I end up buying it. In fact, for this particular model, I ended up buying 3 of them as an army builder. Yeah, this was a splurge buy. Usually with Joytoys, I would just buy one of them a piece so I can have one model of them. Here's another version of this particular mech suit. And I also want to bring out that in the older Joytoys, as you can see, the hand is articulated, but as a result, it is loose. It doesn't hold it. Right? So that's going to be an issue for some guys. But remember when I said about the interchangeability of the parts? Well, looking at this joint, it's kind of telling me that this might be removable, and it is. The only thing is the joint over here doesn't have a ball peg. Now I wonder if they designed it so that it would fit in the older. Yes, look at that. So now if I really want a more secure grip on my guns, because I have 3 of these God of Wars, I can use some of the hands in here. And look, like I said, it's very interchangeable. The only thing is, of course, this has a green bar and this one doesn't. But that's an option, like I said. I like this one. I bought 3 of them because they look very militaristic and they're good army builders. But $60 a pop, I think that's a fair price. In fact, I tend to look for sales when it comes to Joytoy. Anything lower than that, like 50 bucks or $45, I would instantly buy, and it wouldn't be a question. But that's basically it for my review of Joytoy's 1/25th scale God of War 86-2, a very beautiful piece of toy that is filling that gap in my collection of mech suits, but in a scale that I really don't have any place for to display, and yet I keep on buying them. They're just that enticing to play with. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you on the next review. Goodbye.